We are not interested in sharing. Although I love Creighton and I love their coach, we are not interested in sharing anything. I'll share other things in my life, not the championship.
Safe travels back.
Welcome west to Corvallis. Oregon State an 11-5 lead on San Francisco. Beavers with their largest advantage of the game, and Riley puts that in and out. Tyrone Riley the fourth, who started the game and just subbed back in. St. Mary's has sewn up the 1 seed and the regular season title, but the 1 and 2 seeds both get byes to the semis. 3 and 4 get byes to the quarters. San Francisco with a win sews up a top 3 seed. Oregon State with a win would set a program record for home wins in a season.
And John, that extra day of rest when you get to the quarters, that's a big deal in conference tournament, especially when you're trying to, advance and make it to the NCAA tournament when you're not solidly in.
Well, Ratai got slapped in the face on that block, and Lake wore it at the other end. Malik Thomas on the bench currently for the Dons. A sluggish start. Riley given the isolation. The undersized Minor puts it up and in.
I love Tyrone Riley, the lefty. He can play on the perimeter, in the post. He really showed his post-up game. Nice compact jump hook.
Now the Beavers with a deliberate possession. Multiple subs lying in wait at the table for both teams, including the return of Thomas for the Dons. Double on the sideline.
Somebody's open when you get that double team on the sideline.
Lake up and in. The offense has been smooth and easy for the Beavers. Dons at the other end, disjointed possessions like that shot from Beasley.
Yeah, that was disjointed. Too early. Even though San Francisco wants to play fast, they don't want to take fast, high percentage shots.
Minor somehow kept the ball and his balance, showing the spin, threads the needle to follow. Oh, what an effort by DeMarco Minor, running the show at point.
Man, Minor just, wow, real acrobatic move there.
Well, that looked like he's facing the Washington Generals and the confetti buckets coming out.
Right.
End line of Bosi.
We got to keep our eyes on that matchup with Minor and Beasley.
Beasley for 3. Beaver ball. Michael Ratai, third leading scorer in the West Coast Conference, a rainbow miss, and Williams wins it.
And he made one earlier to start the game in a different situation. I believe Coach Tinkle, he wants that ball to move to the opposite side in that situation.
Rough shooting start for the Dons. Now 3 of 13 from the field. They've missed 5 of their 6 from deep.
Yeah, now Oregon State wants to play inside out. They'll set it up with their pick and roll action here and try to get this deep post.
Lake down the lane, draws the foul. For those of you watching our free streaming coverage, it'll conclude after the commercial break, but we'll continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us, go to cbssportsnetwork.com/channel.
And in situations like this, John, you need an X factor from San Francisco. They've gotten off to a slow, lethargic start somewhat. Who could be that guy, that can step up? Maybe a James O'Donnell at 7 points off the bench.
Ratai, Wong is back in to defend him. Up top, Minor for 3. No.
Oh, great box out, yeah.
O'Donnell able to get it done. The freshman, both coaches talked about rebounding in their respective shoot-arounds.
He has 2 excellent shoot-arounds, by the way.
Beasley off the bounce, floats it up. Ripped down by Minor, who already has 3 assists in this game.
And if you notice, with San Francisco, can they afford to get 2 guys on the offensive glass and try to get back some of those misses?
Fala opposite, Ratai, in and out. And man, a soaring rebound there for Riley.
I would try to get the ball to Riley a little bit more if I'm San Francisco. He's got 4 points early, 2 for 3.
Wong on high. Second made triple for the Dons.
And I watched Wong this morning in shoot around. He didn't miss. he didn't miss. That ball didn't even barely touch the net.
And the three-point shot's a big part of what San Francisco does. Only Santa Clara takes and makes more volume threes in the league. Oh, thread the needle to Fala. And he pumps it down with the right hand.
Yeah, when you make a mistake on your post defense, San Francisco wants to front. But when you can't front, you got to stay behind and rely on the double teams at that point.
Wong springs free. Oh,
Beautiful
what a
pass
and a cut. That's pretty basketball.
That's beautiful basketball.
Minor, the advantage slim to 5. Fala wants it, has inside position, has the bucket.
Yeah, San Francisco is going to have to make an adjustment and probably get O'Donnell out because he's having a hard time with Fowler inside.
Beasley. Still has been a quiet beginning for Malik Thomas. Wong, 3-ball, no. All right, Thomas isn't even getting touches. The tie. Isaiah C. lurking on the right wing, asking for the ball. He pops and misses. Fala reset right down the lane. And a whistle. That'll be a second on O'Donnell.
And you're absolutely right. Thomas needs to touch the ball, but here's that deep post catch. Excellent pass. Nice back door by the big guy. You got kind of wholesale substitutions coming in next.
And in the early stage of the game, the Dons have already played 8. Oregon State went with its first 5 for a long stretch. You'll see at 87% and a miss. The Beavers are brilliant at the line on the year, one of the best in the country, and they've begun this game 0 for 3 at the free throw line. Now, how might things change with Fala getting a brief breather here? 7th in the country, just under 80% at the free throw line on the year. Only Gonzaga better in the league. There's the first make and 4 attempts for the team in this game.
Yeah, but the key is, you know, Oregon State, they're getting to the line, and San Francisco, they haven't attempted a free throw.
Marcus Williams, there's Thomas, showing the shake, stepping back, knocks it down.
That man needs to touch the basketball.
He leads the West Coast Conference in scoring and steals. And he just puts the ball up a lot. He gets to the line a ton on the year, and he puts up the 4th most shots, period, in the conference. And they are turnover forced on steps.
But this is what you call a problem solver. Skip pass here, he's guarded, he's defended, but he solves that problem.
And we asked Chris Gerlifson about Malik Thomas and his kind of slow burn. You know, he just watched games at USC for a couple of years. Was more of a bench component for the Dons early. But he said he is wired to score, and he has taken on that mantle this campaign, and this is what he does so well. On the drive, draws a whistle.
And he actually needs to mix up his game because look at him on the drive right here. Foul, defender out of position. He puts so much pressure on the defense.
He is top 15 in the country in free throw makes. Now, this is a non-shooting foul, but it's a wear-down effect that he has on opponents. Thomas fed, puts it up. And the box out was there for Johan Munch.
That was a beautiful underneath out-of-bounds play. That's the shot that they wanted.
Lelevicus, and a whistle. That'll be Munch.
And Coach Tinkle wanted the same call that San Francisco got on the other end on that drive.
Well, Munch has his first. The lead has been as large as 8 for Oregon State.
That's an offensive foul.
Indeed. Now Lingard with his first. We'll step aside. A 5-point affair. 2 of the best in the West Coast Conference.
It's called the glove for a reason. But we can hold back then. We can hold and grab you more than the freedom of movement now.
And you also had some shared time in unis that looked a little bit like what the Dons have on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Seattle Supersonics. I hope they get a team in the future.
Well, Wayne Tinkle was also in camp with the Sonics the year before Gary Payton arrived, when he was the Pac-10 Player of the Year for Oregon State.
He elbowed me in practice.
And there's Munch with the dunk. The paint points are building up for the Beavers.
And Munch was good off the bench. You know, he had 5 points in 6 minutes. And when you're trying to get the coach's attention, come off the bench with energy.
Riley ready to sub in. Robbie Beasley. Bad pass, and Munch takes it away. Blake puts on the afterburners and got hit. Wave it off, foul on the floor. That's going to be 2 on Lingard.
Yeah, the 6'11" freshman from Denmark. You come off the bench, just make sure you star in your role. Pick and roll. That's his job.
Entry onto the wing. And an offensive foul. That'll be 2 on Munch.
And we've seen that from both teams where they're not getting set. They're basically trying to slip into the defender, but that's a moving screen. You either have to slip earlier or come to a complete stop.
Well, the Beavers have been dominant inside, have struggled from outside. It's been an ugly shooting start for the Dons, but they've been better from deep than they have inside the arc. What's your feel at this point?
Yeah, the Dons, they've stayed in the game because they've been able to make a few three-point shots. But again, 16-4 in points in the paint for Oregon State.
Travel. Now, Thomas had a triple team collapsing as he backed down Minor. Thought he got hit. Catch this Oregon State squad back in action on the road. They'll take on number 23 St. Mary's Saturday, 10 Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Network. It'll be the regular season finale. Kings, the probing dribble. Minor reset.
We'll see if Oregon State can continue to establish some sort of an inside game.
Munch screen playing with 2. Kings, the lefty load, rattles in. Kings had been quiet, failed to hit a 3 in the last couple of games, but his head coach, Wayne Tinkle, told him shoot or shoot. He wanted him to stay aggressive.
Yeah, he leads the team in making threes. You know, he's made 53 threes before that 54th one.
Is that on Munch again? That's his 3rd foul.
Yeah, pick and roll here, a little step back, going to his right to create some separation. He shot that one with a ton of confidence.
Yeah, Coach, you don't see this very often. 6 minutes to go, first half, and a 3rd foul. Munch assuredly has to sit until halftime.
Yeah, definitely.
Trigger to come here from Marcus Williams.
I think one of those fouls could be a freshman foul.
That happens. That's forgiven.
Yes.
Beasley. Oh, the purposeful pause.
You know I get excited when 5'11" guys make a mid-range shot.
That throwback game still could be incredibly effective. Kings up and in. He was trying to sell the contact there against Thomas. He'll take the bucket instead. Thomas trying to reciprocate. What a lead for Beasley, in and out. Levichus, the Euro, and he drew the contact.
We talked about pace in this game, whereas San Francisco wanted to run. But right now, you know, Oregon State, they're getting stops, they're running. Look at the spacing here on the floor is really good. Unfortunately, they got away with potentially a charge in that situation.
Now that last foul, significant. It's a second on Abosi, so he is the third Don to have 2 fouls in the game. It also means 7 on San Francisco. This was 2 shots in the act, but it's bonus rest of the way in favor of the Beavers.
And the free throws, wow. When you're on the road and you haven't attempted a free throw, that could be problematic.
And not one attempt yet for the Dons. That's part of what they normally are able to do, led by Malik Thomas. Long trying to back down Ratai. Double comes, he passes out of it. Thomas wants it weak side, 5 to shoot. Williams long 2, fouled. That'll be 2 on Kings.
Yeah, and if you're Oregon State, you don't want to foul in that situation, fouling the jump shooter, because that's your 16th foul. And if you look at the shot clock, he fouled him with basically 3 seconds on the shot clock.
And now Marcus Williams, a 75% free throw shooter. The first free throw tries of the game for the Dons team. And it's short. Now the Oregon State lead is ballooned as large as 11 where it stands, and that's come with Fala on the bench. Fala was an impact player at the game start and now returns.
They had 10 points to start this game.
So he's out there with Ratai, so King's on the bench. They lose the shooter, but the Beavers have gotten noticeably bigger. Williams misses both. Now, while the Dons get to the line a lot, they don't shoot free throws very well. They've added a session of an extra 5+ minutes at the end of pretty much every practice to work on free throw shooting.
Yeah, but Marcus Williams shoots 75%. That's respectable.
Yeah.
You don't expect him to miss 2 free throws.
Air ball, Thomas. What a pass to Beasley. Extra give, alley-oop disrupted. Attentive eyes of the probing hand of Lake.
But this was a terrific hustle here on defense. San Francisco doesn't have a point in transition yet.
Williams directs traffic. Thomas, extra pass, Beasley, a little flat. Weak side, Dons, double teamed, and a whistle.
Yeah, great battle here on the weak side for the rebound.
So Fala now with 2 fouls. And the individual foul trouble is mounting dramatically. Saba Gigi Beria puts it in.
And Gigi Beria, you know, he's 7'2", 250 pounds. Played at South Florida, Georgia Tech, and now here with San Francisco.
Just 47% at the line on the year, and he gets that to drop.
Yeah, he's got great size, just trying to give his team a lift off the bench.
Here's some of the individual foul concern that is mounted. We still have 4 to go in this first half. For tie.
Maxim Logi's in, the freshman from France.
Opposite quick load. Levichus knocks it down.
I know a lot of time the shot gets all the attention by Levichus, but what a terrific skip pass.
And Minor now with 5 dimes in the game. That gives him 154 on the year. He has had a top 10 season in program history and counting. Thomas, quick load, and he's fouled by Minor. Fouled in the act. Nickname when he was on the playground, all the kids would call him King because he dominated at everything. He has tremendous poise, outstanding talent. He is, though, among the many in foul trouble. And a critical foul before the break as San Francisco's Malik Thomas was hit in the act of a 3.
And right now, you know, both teams are in the bonus. And who can play defense without fouling? And that was the second time Oregon State fouled a jump shooter.
It was DeMarco Minor who picked up his first. So both teams have bonus. Thomas hits all 3 and slices the deficit back down to 9.
And there's limited possessions left in this half, so who can execute? You know, each team probably got 3, maybe 4 possessions. Depending on if you turn the ball over, you get fouled.
Minor behind the Logie screen. Floats it to Logie. What a pass. He got a little cute in the rejection there by Gigi Beria.
Yeah, it's always good if you catch it high and finish up. He had position and went from good position to bad position and unfortunately got his shot blocked.
Williams down the lane. Lake has it and loses handle. The unforced turnover.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where you just lost the handle. But you know what I used to tell my teams? I'm okay with that turnover. I don't like pick sixes. So I don't want you to turn it over. The opposing team goes down and makes a layup, a dunk, or knocks down a 3. You can at least get your defense set.
Thomas denied hard by Minor. Time ticking, 8 to shoot. Williams. Abosi, 2 to shoot. High kiss make as the red light came on.
Beautiful move by Abosi in that situation.
Matai's been quiet. Had 5 points early, has not scored since his long time on the bench. Minor to Ratai on high. No. And over the back for Logie. That's 9 fouls at Oregon State.
And Abosi gets beautiful spacing from his teammates. You got 3-point shooting around the perimeter. Created that driving lane for him.
Oregon State looking for its program record 16th home win of the year. San Francisco has never finished top 2 in the WCC regular season standings. That is possible. Now, Gonzaga already won yesterday, so the Dons technically a half game back in 3rd place, but could forge a tie again. And of course, they'll see Gonzaga in the regular season finale Saturday night.
I really like this San Francisco assistant coaching staff. Coach Jay Duncan had the scout for them this time, but Michael Plankow, Bankhead, Frankie Ferreira, those guys all work really good together. Did you notice that this morning in shoot around?
Certainly that connectivity and the board. Williams wide open. Yes! The free throw miss. And Oregon State has to call timeout. It's a 9-0 run in just over 90 seconds. We'll take a TO as well. We got ourselves a game. It's down to 3, 31-28. A single possession.
And you know, offensive rebounds, it always leads to bad news for the defensive team and good news for the offensive team. That's the best time to get a wide open 3, John.
Oregon State only trailed once. That was 2-0 at the game start. Gives it away.
Great recognition by San Francisco. That was a set play by Oregon coming out of the timeout trying to get a lob.
You can feel the swelling confidence from the San Francisco team. Abosi off the bounce. Tough shot side backboard. Tracks down the miss. Blind, and it's saved by the length of Riley.
5 on the clock.
Thomas puts it up. Banker miss. Lake wins it. Beavers need a bucket. They haven't scored in almost 3 minutes. Lake. Air ball. Lose a handle.
They got numbers, San Francisco. They can push it up the floor.
Oh, great pass. Furious jam. And it's a 1-point game.
John, I saw it all the way from back here. Great advance of the pass there. And finish on the break.
11-0 run. The Beavers are reeling.
And the Dons are really doing a good job of shutting down the driving lanes, protecting that paint.
Double on Minor. Ratai's been quiet, bumped and fouled by Thomas. That'll be his first. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Brandon Baylor, Roy Hibbert, Ice Young, Gary Parrish will break down all the action on a busy Wednesday night of college basketball. Head your way on AT&T at the half.
Wait a second, Brandon Baylor, you're supposed to be in the HQ studio, CBS Sports HQ studio in Fort Lauderdale. What's going on?
You live in multiple worlds, so can Brandon, right?
He calls me Mr. Pick and Roll.
I love that. I may have to ask if I can borrow that. That's a great one. So here's 20 seconds. The Dons have not led since it was 2-0. Timer off. What do you want?
I want a middle pick and roll, but look like Oregon State's jumped into a little bit of a 2-3 zone.
Williams. Gigi Berria and one. The Dons take their first lead since it was 2-0 with 3.3 seconds until the break.
And nice job in this situation, Marcus Williams with the beautiful pass. You can still pick and roll a zone. And San Francisco was ready for it.
Foul to Marsh, his first. Gigi Berria. He's 4 or 5 at the line.
Gigi Berria, he say, man, Coach, I should be starting.
Robbie Beasley subs in for Williams. He's going to provide pressure on the ball handler, Minor. 3 seconds. Minor. Puts it up. No, loses the handle. No shot. And the Beavers fail to score over the last 4 minutes of this first half, and the Dons off the mat.
Went on an amazing run to finish the first half.
14-0 run over the last 3.5 minutes. The Beavers owned the lead for just under 18 of the 20 minutes in the first half. The Dons held the advantage for a touch over 20 seconds total. Had a 2-0 lead at the start, but then Wayne Tinkle saw a deficit right before the break. Chris Gerlison's team was a little slow to start, and it felt like some of that was the late start for Malik Thomas. Didn't have many touches, wasn't a lot of flow, had some time on the bench, and he had all of his 8 points on the back half of that first stanza.
And give Coach Gerlison some credit, because every time out, he was working the officials, and he was working his team in that huddle, man. And
there's Thomas. He's the first for the Dons to get to double-digit points.
It felt like San Francisco never really went into panic mode. They kept their composure and continued to just play basketball.
That's been part of their year. They've played in bursts at times, still searching for their best game. And Fala draws the contact. Well, in the WCC, St. Mary's has already laid claim to the regular season crown. But the top 2 seeds get by to the semifinals. Seeds 3 and 4 get byes to the quarterfinals in the conference tournament. Each of these 2 teams will still have 1 game remaining over the weekend. A foul to Lingard, his third.
And playing post defense to start this half for San Francisco is going to be very important. Not getting deep paint catches for Fowler.
Ratai, bully ball, and the high kiss miss. Lingard wins it.
And you saw the gang rebound in that situation. It was 3 defenders on 1 offensive player trying to rebound the basketball. Solid defensive rebounding by San Francisco.
Wong puts it on the deck. Williams comes to it. Wong pops a three. No. The Beavers offense has gone cold. Failed to score for the last 4 minutes of the first half. Triple team on Fala. Wong ties him up and a foul. That'll be his first.
And you got to know, if you're Oregon State, if you get the ball beat, the double team is coming. You have to be prepared to become a passer if you don't have the quick jump hook or layup.
And here comes a big sub, literally and figuratively, the 6'8" Saba Gigi Beria. Season high 6 points in the first half. He had 15 points on the season entering this game.
You remember I talked about an X factor when you're on the road, kind of midway through the first half? We were expecting it to come from somewhere else for San Francisco, but the young man from Georgia, and I don't mean the state of Georgia.
The country of
the
Georgia.
country of Georgia.
Yeah, both of these teams have a lot of international flavor.
Yeah.
And it's knocked away by Wong. Yeah, the Dons have 6 international players representing Australia, China, Estonia, Georgia, Greece, the United Kingdom, while there are 9 international players for Oregon State. Only UT Martin is more in all of Division I.
And a lot of these guys were influenced by watching, you know, international players that are playing on the next level in the NBA. Travel.
Wave it off for Fala. Here's part of the import taste for the Beavers. Fala making a lot of noise. Second leading scorer on the year, who has come on significantly in his last 4 affairs.
Maybe I can talk to a couple of the guys from Oregon State, because I want to go to Paris, France for my birthday next month. Get some tips on restaurants, right?
And we'll get that passport cooking. Kings, Fala tip. Wong, Minor claims it. Pops the three. Weak side won by the Dons.
Wong's going to have to, you know, knock down another 3-point shot or 2, I think, for San Francisco.
Williams, top of the key, three is good. That's his 3rd made triple. So he has as many 3-point makes as Oregon State does as a team.
And who would have thought San Francisco is winning the free throw game?
And both teams get to the line a ton, but the Dons are suspect in terms of efficiency, while the Beavers are one of the best in the country and having a terrible night. Now a bad pass leads out of bounds.
And you can see that the Dons are really playing better post defense. But now here's Williams on the 3. You make a mistake and go under on that pick and roll, he'll make you pay every time.
Just under 40% on the year from deep. Wong. Here's Thomas. Aggressive drive. Beautiful bucket.
And now you can just see this dominating backcourt from San Francisco really starting to get settled in. 2 high-level experienced players.
This is what, a 21-0 run now, going back to the end of the first half. And the Beavers have just been in a fog offensively. Fala off the fake. Finger roll finish. Bit of a throwback move there.
Yeah, Giga Beria, he made a mistake in that situation. You want Fowler to try to shoot that jump shot.
Now Gigi Beria finds Wong underneath, and he airballs it. Trying to reverse it home. A Ratai. Oh, great spin. Beautiful. He's 6'9".
What body control in that situation for the 6'9" junior.
Dons get it across. Couple of subs lying wait at the table. Williams floats it up. In and out. Gigi Beria tried to playground. Tipped by Williams. Won by Thomas.
That's a foul.
Officials agree. That'll be 2 on Minor.
Special events, his character was impeccable. And he was a consummate winner. Everything that he touched turned to gold, literally. So the collegiate level, NBA as a player, NBA as a coach.
A lot of championship rings and a lot of heart. Don ball, Beasley. Kick corner. Explosive take to the cup. Tyrone Riley the fourth.
Man, he looked like he got on the trampoline, Mr. Riley the fourth, in that situation.
He's now got 6. He's fresh off his first double-double, something his head coach Chris Gerlifson said he was surprised it took as long as it did. Fala, who's been perfect from the field, make him 7 of 7 for 14 points.
Yep, that high-low action has been good to Oregon State tonight. San Francisco got to do a better job of rushing the passer and making that pass more difficult.
Thomas tumbles. That's a foul on Minor. That'll be his third.
So here's Riley in the corner. We know he's a left-handed driver. Fortunately, like a lot of players, he did not step on the baseline. He knew exactly where he was on the floor. Those type of plays give your team energy.
Now look at this sub here. Minor with 3 fouls goes to the bench. And Oregon State sends in the Levichus at 6'7". They get way bigger.
Yeah, but look at Minor's 2 fouls. I mean, both of his fouls were avoidable.
Thomas, defended by the bigger Ratai, stepping back. All fire and tracked down by Lake.
I love guards like Lake in that situation, getting in there, getting those long rebounds.
Lake long 3. No. Riley weaks up. There's the foul concern growing. Now 3 for 2 different Beavers and 1 Don. Beasley the long 2, flat and a miss, won by the Beavers.
Not much ball movement on that last possession by the Dons.
Double screen, but no seam.
3 seconds.
Fala through the double, his first miss of the game.
We'll see if San Francisco can get some ball movement. Multiple passes on this possession.
Riley rims away. Now Williams ready to sub in for the Dons. Lake surveys. Kings comes to it. He's been a little quiet. Up top, Ratai. Riley taps to Beasley.
And you know what? San Francisco, if you look at them, oh, beautiful pass.
How does he get that open for an easy dunk?
Yeah, that's confusion between Fowler and Ratai in that situation.
And we'll get a timeout here. We'll step aside. National champs lost 1 game all year at UCLA. Took home the title led by the great Bill Russell. 44-37, Dons have the lead here at Corvallis. What are you seeing of late?
Well, in transition, you can't point right here. You can see Fowler is out of position, and he was pointing to Michael Ratai, and you can't point. You have to communicate. That's one of the things that Coach Tinkle talked about in shoot-around. He needs consistent voices. You can't text on the basketball court. You got to communicate loudly, especially on transition defense.
Is it surprising that San Francisco calls the timeout there, fresh off a dunk to take the lead to 7?
It was a little bit surprising, but, you know, when you're in this situation, you want to make sure your team stays focused. Look, we're up by 7. Let's get a timeout. We don't need to celebrate. It's 13 minutes to go left in the game. So a lot of times coaches want to send messages to make sure that his team is focused.
I also wonder, are they trying to maximize real-time rest for Malik Thomas? Lake holding that pivot. Thomas is now on the bench. 40 seconds and a dead ball means a media. Ratai puts it in. So this is a way to kind of maybe sneak Thomas about 4 to 5 minutes of real-time rest.
Could be. That's another great possibility. Wonderful insight on your part, John.
Gigi Berea lead for Williams, who subbed in.
Yep.
Abosi for 3.
Yeah, not great spacing on that set for San Francisco.
Long to the table. Fala. Great night and one.
Now, for some reason, San Francisco decided not to double team the post. Just like a good quarterback.
And Thomas now with 12 points to lead his team, and he is indeed back in. So Thomas out there with Williams. Lingard returns. Wong is back to the fray, and Riley remains on the floor. And one free throw to come for Fala. Foul went to Gigi Berea as his first.
And man, this game is like a lot of momentum swings. It seemed like San Francisco had all the momentum. They're up by 7, and now here comes Oregon State again.
And Fala the miss. He's been averaging 16 per over his last 5 games, including tonight. Nice. Oh, what a pass! What a pass!
Now that's a ATO play after timeout. Come out. You know who's going to try to overplay on the wing, and you set up that back door.
And what did Chris Gerlifson say when we asked him about Marcus Williams? That he arrived as a score-first guard who has developed into a true, pure point. Wong the foul as he hits Ratai. That'll be his second.
And these are the type of possessions you got to steal a bucket when you're on the road. They know exactly who's going to overplay in that situation. Isaiah C., they've seen it over and over again on film. That's where your assistant coaches come in handy, trying to help you out in those situations to steal a possession.
And Ratai in and out. So Oregon State continues to struggle at the stripe, missing 7 of 9.
Also impressed saw my old friend Stephen Thompson from the assistant coaching staff from Oregon State. Marlon Stewart was their guy that ran shoot around this morning. Chris Haslam, Roberto Nelson. I love giving assistant coaches some pub on TV because they work extremely hard.
Oh, great read again. Thomas slips to the cup and fed in stride.
Speaking of Stephen Thompson, boy, he could fly. He could literally fly in the air.
Well, there were some elements of their shoot that really caught your eye, how they would begin sequences, stop, go to tape, and then come back. Something that's been a hallmark of this coaching collective, even going back to Todd Golden's time.
Yeah. Nice little, when you got big guys that can pass the basketball, it gives you more in your offensive package that you can run. You can expand your package even more when you have bigs that can pass.
Now that last foul went on Carlton Lingard Jr. It's his 4th foul with 10:44 to go, and that means more time to shine for Saba Gigi Berea.
You love his name.
It's a great name, and he's having a great game too. But there, it's Fala who had better position and has just dominated on the interior.
Yeah, Fala said, John, you better put some respect on my name.
Hey, he's been fun to watch. He's had great feel. Thomas rejected on help there by Fala. I mean, Fala was shielding his big and fronting the whole time and still stayed with the top scorer to reject a shot.
Yeah, and I love the defense without fouling. You look at his reaction. I'm glad the referees allowed him to show some emotion. He wasn't taunting his opponent. That's what I love. I love that emotion. Show me some fire.
Now Gigi Berea getting sandwiched and fouled before entry. And fouls are...
All right, take a look at the foul situation here.
It's now 3 on the Beavers this half, 6 on the Dons. So Oregon State will have bonus rest of the way. There's a lot of time to go. But that's something Wayne Tinkle pointed out. They were in bonus with 13 minutes to go in the first meeting of these teams. Didn't matter a whole lot. Great entry, purposeful pause. He duped the contact and free throws pending for Riley.
But you notice a couple of times tonight when San Francisco has taken the ball out underneath the basket, they've run some cute little offensive sets. They've gotten the ball in the paint 3 times. When you really have good underneath out-of-bounds defense, you force the team to throw the ball back towards half court, not in the paint.
Last 2 fouls, by the way, to Fala and Ratai, each their first. There's an ugly miss. Riley with 8 and 4. There's the foul concern. Lingard with 4. A trio with 3 for the Beavers. Now Fala's going to sub out. King's back in. And Kings feels like he might be lying in wait. He's been a little quiet. Fala, a teaching point from Wayne Tinkle. Another free throw miss, but a lane violation. And he's going to shoot again.
And one of my major keys to the game, we talked about this morning, was San Francisco limiting their fouls and not sending Oregon State to the line. But man, Oregon State's been fouling at a high level. And San Francisco will be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Now here come the Beavers up the floor. C to Ratai. This is some of the better movement the Beavers have had.
You're right about that, John. Really solid ball movement from side to side, trying to force the defense to shift.
Foul to Riley, his first, and that's one of the big talking points of Wayne Tinkle, and one of the simple elements that must happen for his team in the half court.
Yeah, he's talked about, limiting distractions, play defense with toughness, limiting San Francisco to 1 shot. I really haven't seen them, except for 1 time. I thought they would play their zone a little bit more.
Kings converts for a Beaver team that on the year has been great at the line. Is that because the game has been so disjointed? It hasn't really felt like the right time?
Right. As a coach, you always have a feel and discernment on when you should use your curveball or knuckleball.
Might they break it out?
Yeah.
Williams. Thomas loses handle against Ratai. Lake on the sprint. Got hit in the ball out of bounds. Foul in the process there on Beasley. That'll be his first. So 8 fouls on the Dons. Free throws.
Boy, but look at the foot speed here and the hustle from Beasley to try to save that easy layup.
So it'll be Lake, a 91% free throw shooter. He has missed only 6 of his 69 on the year. 1-1. The big front end shot. And he hits. They have built the dam in this building. 15-2 at home on the year, trying to get a 16th win and set a new outright program single season record. They have sliced their deficit to 1. This is the loudest the building's been in some time.
Looks like San Francisco is having some ball handling issues on the last possession and this possession here.
Williams on the drive, hit, foul to the floor. That'll be 5 at Oregon State. Now home road, wide splits for both these teams. And that's becoming, I feel like, more the norm nationally than it's been in recent years.
Yeah, and, why is that? Teams take better care of the ball at home. They definitely shoot it better at home.
And a whistle there. Could not get it in clean. Another timeout for the Dons. Timeout on the road in a 1-point game with 9.5 minutes left.
And boy, I wonder if Coach would think I should have saved that timeout.
Deep entry to Wong, and here's the defensive change.
Yep. And a lot of times with this is their 1-3-1. They can rotate it into a 2-3, and then at the end of the shot clock, they'll go 5 and man.
Williams goes right to the rim.
And man, what a beautiful read by Williams. That's the one thing, when you come out of a timeout against Oregon State, you really have to have a play that can work against man-to-man R zone.
Out of the corner, Isaiah C for 3.
I see you, Isaiah.
He has been hot from deep of late. C now 12 of his last 21 in his last 7 games from outside. Minor at the table, ready to sub in. Williams back to Abosi, up against Ratai, no. And Wong slaps it free.
Ooh, he missed Wong in the corner, his right corner. He was wide open for a 3.
Thomas puts on the Jets, driving on Kings, misses. And the board of the Beavers. Tied at 51. We approach 8 minutes.
And right now, if you look at San Francisco, they're really small on the front line.
Lake off the fake, has it stolen away, and a foul. That'll be 2 on Thomas. That we've seen tonight. Not the cleanest of moments. Still to come, more college hoops head your way tomorrow. Western Kentucky takes on UTEP at 9 Eastern, while the best in the West Coast Conference, St. Mary's, visits Loyola Marymount at 11 Eastern. That is tomorrow right here on CBS Sports Network. In the WCC, this is where teams stand in the net. It's not the prettiest of pictures for the Dons or the Beavers, who are both looking at needing to win the WCC tournament.
Yeah, they're going to have to win in the WCC tournament. But, man, when you look at Gonzaga, St. Mary's, 2 teams that I think can advance to at least the Sweet 16. The combination of coaching, Nimhard. We talked about the little maestro. He can control the game all by himself.
And 15 assists yesterday. So here's 1-1 for Lake. Oregon State has not led since it was 31-30 at the 45-second mark. And there's the lead, 52-51. And keep in mind, they also have double bonus in their favor the rest of the way. There are 9 fouls in San Francisco.
And remember, you know, at one point, Oregon State led by 12 with about close to 4 minutes to go in the first half.
And then a 21-0 run straddled the end of the first, start of the second in the Dons' favor. There's a lot of time left. Riley cuts, Wong hands to Williams. Minor over the top.
And you notice every time out of a timeout, San Francisco tries a little backdoor play. Great ball movement.
Knocks it down from 3. That's his first made triple. Give him a dozen.
I liked his body language all game long. Even early in the game when he started off the game with a nice little jump hook in the post. Got a live body.
Williams over top against Lake. Minor. Ball screen, Ratai. Great screen. Minor to Lake. Rainbow!
We got some high-level guard play tonight.
Hustle up the sideline, knocked out of bounds by Lake.
You know, when you can knock down three-point shots, especially on these ball swings, it puts a lot of strain on your defense. And then Lake, nice little step back three there. But their teammates are finding the open man. That's the key. The passer makes the shooter. And an on-time, on-target pass, not at your ankles or above your head, but in that shooting pocket.
Now, the Beavers are very efficient shooting the three on the year. The Dons doing a lot on the campaign. And just off the bench, the bucket inside for O'Donnell. And the whistle.
Wow, that was a little bit of a late call. I didn't see that one.
That's going to go on Fala as his second. So it's 6 fouls on the Beavers. It will be bonus for the Dons the rest of the way. Here's an and one try. O'Donnell just 40%. And he hits. Excuse me, that is Fala's 4th foul. And then he goes to the bench.
That's a huge loss for Oregon State at this junction of the game.
Thomas to the table, ready to sub in. Ratai. And Riley's got it.
And when Ratai going to the basket, you don't have Fowler in the game to try to retrieve some of those misses with offensive rebounds.
Williams driving on Minor. Double comes from Ratai. Gigi Berea puts it home.
Tell you what, if San Francisco wins this game on the road, Gigi Berea's getting a game ball.
I mean, he's got double-digit points tonight. He had 15 points all season in the first 29 games. Lake, the Beavers looking for an answer, down 3. Williams, there's Gigi Berea. They love to fly up the floor. Williams, no, tipped. Ratai.
3-on-2 break here.
Euro and a blocking foul. That'll be Beasley with his second.
Wow. So here, Marcus Williams is driving a little bit out of control. And right here, right about now, I thought Ratai should have passed that ball. He had 2 shooters open to his left. But that basket was supposed to count on that last drive. That was an and one. Yeah, that was supposed to be a... Wow.
Wayne Tinkle not happy. He was pleading his case. But Ratai's going to shoot 2.
Oh, man, that's a... Wow, that's shooting a basket. He should be shooting 1 shot here.
And that's short. That's where Ratai has struggled. He's now, what, 1 of 4 at the line tonight.
Look at this play. He was open up.
Yeah, it looked like continuation would be there. Now, Fala wants to sub in. They won't let him. He was late to the table. They're trying to put him back in with 4 fouls with 5:11 to go. Showing a lot of faith.
Yeah.
So here comes Fala. There's a bit of a roll the dice move here.
Yeah, it is. Especially now that you're on the defensive end. You know, maybe we sub him in if you're on the offensive end. But right here, man, if I'm San Francisco, I'm trying to get Fowler involved with something. Pick and roll, maybe not a post up because that's not James O'Donnell's strength. But he he will be involved, Fowler, that is, in at least 1 or 2 pick and rolls on this possession.
Riley looks.
Here it is. They slipped on it.
Thomas has to tumble to the deck. And a whistle. They give a jump?
Yep.
And a jump ball. There was no simultaneous possession. They were still falling on the floor. So the Beavers will get the ball here on the alternating arrow.
He spent out of it here just, and then lost the ball.
So here come the Beavers. Gigi Berea at the table for the Dons. There's an odd silence in this building right now.
Yeah, crowd's kind of quiet.
C kick. Levicius, a 4-point play try. He buries the 3 and 1.
Terrific concentration on this play here. Beautiful drive by C. Because he was ready to shoot that basketball. Man, we have a game here tonight.
He is a 45% shooter from deep at home. Now Munch, who's had 4 fouls since the 6-minute mark, will come back in. And Fowler's going to sub out. Could we see this as offense, defense?
That's what it is, yep. Absolutely.
And foul to Wong on that 3-point try. This is a huge free throw. 90% shooter, converts.
Well, the crowd was a little quiet, but they're back.
Off target.
All 5 players on the defensive end, you cannot turn and ball watch. You have to box out.
Levicius with his 2nd. So it's 7 on the Beavers. Bonuses arrive for the Dons. And they're going to get smaller. Gigi Berea out and Robbie Beasley back in.
In the Oregon State student section, they didn't agree with the call. We have to remind them that this is PG television.
It was somewhat blunt terms. So here's Wong for a 1-and-1. His first free throw tries of the day. And he hits a 58% free throw shooter on the year.
Man, Wong just has a sweet stroke.
From China, part of the NBA Global Academy that has brought so many fun talents to American college basketball.
You think Yao Ming is his favorite player or one of his favorite players?
Yeah, I have to think a huge cultural influence. He subs out. O'Donnell back in. And Fowler in here for offense, tied at 61.
And then you have Robbie Beasley in for defense.
Minor off the bounce. On the bounce, and a foul on the floor, and O'Donnell battling with Fowler. That's been a mismatch from the early stage of the game. That's 3 on O'Donnell, and Fowler will shoot 2. Well, it's double bonus. Fowler with 18 points to lead the game. 9 of 10 from the field, but he's yet to hit a free throw. He's 0 for 3. Here's his first free throw make of the night. And a miss. C tracks it down. Beaver ball.
And that's what I was thinking. You know, San Francisco, they're small right now on the front line with Tyrone Riley at the 4 spot.
Oh, Fowler Minor, quick load. Riley.
But now this is where San Francisco can really take advantage of the situation. They have a mismatch, I believe, here with Riley. Get him in isolation right here.
Thomas lurks in the right corner. Williams up top, wide open for three. Got it!
But the first look was to Tyrone Riley, but he set a beautiful screen to free up Marcus Williams. So in this situation, this was a little bit of a backdoor play for Riley, but now the dribble handoff, the defender was late. San Francisco by 2.
The game brought to you by Subaru. Tyrone Riley, the fourth, with the furious hammer. He is showing some explosive ups here tonight. Able to pummel. And you were calling for Tyrone Riley to see some isolation moments. What are you looking for in terms of overall moments? The sequence down the stretch, 2 timeouts for the Beavers, 1 for the Dons. Both teams in bonus, double bonus in the Beavers' favor in a 2-point game.
Well, with San Francisco, Malik Thomas, he's got to touch the ball every time down the floor. Marcus Williams is shooting the 3 extremely well. He's 4 for 6 from 3. And then, you know, for Oregon State, Fowler, yes, inside. But I would take a chance on fouling Fowler if he's really deep in the paint and I'm in a no-win situation, because he's 1 for 5 from the free throw line.
And for the Beavers, Ratai was brilliant at the game start. He has been quiet since. Their leading scorer on the year, second leading scorer in conference play in the WCC. And there is Fowler. 21 to lead the way for the Beavers tonight.
Yeah, and that's a serious breakdown in defensive pick and roll coverage there, especially coming out of a timeout. Here's that same play.
Timer at 10. Gigi Barria. Minor on help, knocked it free from his knees. The bounce to Williams, 3 to shoot. Has to put it up. Shot clock violation.
Robbie Beasley made a critical mistake. He was open for a 3 in that left wing. He's got to take that shot. He put his teammate, Tyrone Riley, the 4th, in a bad situation. But first of all, Gigi Barria, he's got to keep the ball high. But now, when that ball moves right there, he's got to take that shot, Robbie Beasley.
Beasley subs out. At first, Wong went to the table, and then they pulled a switch. They wanted Abossi in late. So it's Abossi who's matched up with Ratai on the right wing. Minor. Thomas going under. Fala gets it. Up and in. He is pounding in the paint. He's 11 of 12 on the game.
And that's what I was talking about in that situation. Are you better off fouling him and forcing him to go to the free throw line?
We'll get a timeout from the Dons, their last timeout with 1:54 to go. Twins for the first time in over a decade. For Wayne Tinkle and Oregon State, they're looking for a 16th win at home, trying to set a new program record and trying to post 11 conference wins for the first time since they took the Pac-10 regular season title in 1989-90, led by Player of the Year Gary Payton.
But, you know, you're down to your San Francisco. If you'd have told them when they walked in to shoot around this morning that they would be down 2 with 1:50 to go on the road, they would take it.
Williams hesitant 3, got it! Oh, he paused. It wasn't the prettiest release, and he puts the Dons ahead.
And that's what we talked about a few minutes ago. The ball has to be in Malik Thomas or Marcus Williams' hands every time down the floor.
Fala. And there's the foul. That's what you're talking about. Get physical.
Yep. And this, again, on this three, Josiah Lake, man, he fell down. Looked like he tripped over the screener. And any daylight for Marcus Williams is lights out.
Foul to Gigi Berea, his second. Fala on the year, 70%. Tonight, 1 of 5. Ties it. Away, and Gigi Berea.
That's a win for San Francisco. You see, that's what I was talking about. So right now, at best, he's going to make what? One out of 2? That's a win for your defense.
Williams, high kiss make, another bucket.
Man, when you got sensational guard play like that, especially to close out a game, I think Oregon State may have to try to change up their pick and roll coverage a little bit. He's getting wherever he wants to go, or change that matchup with Lake on Williams.
Minor drive. Uses Fala as a shield, and one. That'll be Thomas with his third. That's the first made field goal of the game for DeMarco Minor.
Yeah, DeMarco, man, he's built like a running back. Look at that body. I used to have a body that looked like that.
45.5 seconds, 1-point game. They show the double. Williams floats it over to Wong. Dons have no timeouts. Williams up top for 3. Short, Gigi Berea. Williams. And he's fouled. Timer turned off. He'll go to the line.
And it's not like the Dons could have called a timeout because they're out of timeout. So sometimes when you're a little discombobulated, you can call a timeout, but they didn't have one. Tell you what, Marcus Williams, he's put so much pressure on the defense.
And that could be an overstatement, but it's been a tough night for him. For the Dons, I have to think part of the reason Wong is not on the floor in this later stage of the game, he is not a very good free throw shooter. Just about everyone else is stellar. And here's Williams. He's got 19 points to lead his team. He shoots 2. He was hacked in the act. Deadlocked at 70.
Well, the band's doing their best behind the basket.
Wacky waving inflatable fun tube man. Hits them both, rattles it in.
Clutch free throws.
One timeout, timer off, down 1.
And you got to take your best shot. You're not trying to run the clock down under 10 seconds. You want to get your best shot as soon as possible.
Minor. Feed C. High kiss make. No timeouts. The floor, 18 seconds.
Here comes the pick and roll.
Abosi.
Beautiful
pass. 7.9.
You got one timeout. You got one timeout.
Minor. Timeout, Oregon State. They'll probably look to add time. It's 4.
Pleading his case that he called timeout a lot earlier.
But no time added. They leave it at 4.4.
Yeah. So this will probably be a deep paint catch, probably for Fala.
And Thomas is on the bench for San Francisco.
Or some sort of slip pick and roll. They tried to go direct to him. Here it is.
Fala.
There it is.
Underneath, reverse, rolls away, put back. Don't count it. They say don't count it. They're going to go to monitor review. The Dons are celebrating, and now despair is hitting the crowd. The initial signal is no basket, and they're going to go to the monitor for review, and this is a giant review. Did he get the shot off and win it? Was it too late, and did he have 2 tries? and they lose it.
Yeah, first of all, it was a beautiful spin move. Baseline here. Man, they just missed an easy reverse layup. I was thinking at first, did the ball get hit off the rim? No, it cleared the rim.
That red light is on. It's at zeros. This is going to be a San Francisco win. It is not released.
No, yep.
And Fala, who had a monster game, 24 points.
Wow.
Missed only 2 shots from the field all night.
Yep, they went direct into him from the out of bounds. Went baseline. Yeah, this is a San Francisco win. They're heading back to San Francisco with a win.
And our officials say, game over, the Dons win. San Francisco has won 9 of 11. The Dons are 13-4 in conference play. They are guaranteed of at least no lower than the 3rd seed in the WCC tournament, and a devastating